Today we are doing swatches, a review, and a look using the Natasha Denona Sunrise palette. And we are starting in 3, 2, 1. Hey, it's Amanda. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Welcome back to my channel. But if it's your first time here and you enjoy beauty hauls, unboxings, first impressions, reviews, and more, you've come to the right place to hit subscribe for new videos weekly. I did get some new lighting during Amazon Prime. I have box lights instead of umbrellas, which I gave to Gryffindor to use for his streaming. I really mainly wanted new lighting because before I got the bookshelves, I had just the backdrop and I was able to fit a light behind me. Now I have like a light overhanging above me. If you guys like the lighting, definitely let me know your feedback. So this is my last palette that I am doing my mini series on, that I'm doing in my giveaway. Today is July 21st, so there's 10 days left. Before this video goes up, it's gonna be like a couple days after July 21st, but there is less than 10 days to enter my giveaway to win either a Natasha Denona Sunrise palette, the Dominique Cosmetics Rustic Glam, and then the Melt Cosmetics Impulsive palette. There will be a link in the description below on how to enter. Thank you guys again for the love and support on the 300 subscriber giveaway. There will definitely be more giveaways if you don't win this one. Definitely make sure you're subscribed and have the notification bells turned on for when the next giveaway will be. Let's open up this palette. Yes, this is what the Natasha Denona Sunrise palette looks like. This is my first Natasha Denona palette. I thought that she did an amazing job on making like a smaller version of her palettes and made the price $65 as opposed to the $129. I will say the $129 price point for her other palettes really did steer me away from wanting to try her brand, but $65, of course it still is very pricey for an eyeshadow palette, but I could justify it a little bit more just because I have spent that amount on the Impulsive palette by Melt Cosmetics, Huda Beauty's, the new nude palette. So I think that's like my limit. It's $65 on an eyeshadow palette, so I'm really excited to finally have one of her palettes in my collection. Before we jump in, I want to let you know that I've already filled in my eyebrows. I use the Brow Gal pencil we got in the June Allure monthly subscription. I just started with Allure. I got the June box in July, which is why I didn't do an unboxing. I set it with the NYX Control Free, and then using this Wet n Wild like painting brush, I primed my eyes with the Anastasia Beverly Hills eye primer. That's like my go-to holy grail eye primer right now. We are ready for some swatches, and just my disclaimer before we do some swatches: when I do my finger to pan to arm swatches, there's nothing on my fingers, nothing on my arm to act as a base to enhance the shadows, and then each swatch is done with one swipe only, otherwise noted. Bare arm, one swipe. Let's get to swatching. This is most of the top row: Poppy, Citrine, Phlox, and Awakening. Ooh, wow. Oh my gosh. These are stunning. I really loved how both the shimmers and the matte felt really creamy. And look at that pigment still on the fingers. Let's get this last shade up of the top row. Guess I could have used my thumb in the swatching. I'll do that for the next two rows. And then the last shade from the top row is Laurel. Obsessed with this first row. A little bit of staining from Poppy and Citrine, the first two shades. We also had some staining on the fingers, which could indicate that these are going to have good staying power. And now for the second row. The second row is so pretty too. Aster, Glory, Azalea, Morgan, and Agate. Again, it's a very light shade and it's a little hard to see the tail right there. I'm circling it with Glory, but the tail is still there. The first row also had pigment throughout the entire shade as well. I think that these are gonna blend super nice. Last but certainly not least, the bottom row. I am obsessed with these colors. It is a fantastic warm tone palette. Clove, Carnelian, Jasper, Morning, and Day Spray. I think there is a great variety of mattes and shimmers in this palette. Everything is pigmented. We love a good warm tone palette on this channel. I am definitely a warm tone girl. Every time there's a warm tone palette, I'm like, do I need it? Do I need it? Or should I hold out for a colorful palette? Because colorful palettes have been my go-tos as well. So let's wipe this off. Ooh, that bottom row with the first three mattes. Definitely a little bit of staining. Really excited to see how these mattes really blend on the eyelids. I did not set my base. I think Morning right here can set the base. On a Farrah 45E, I'm going to dip into Morning to set the base. There is a little bit of kickback and some fallout. It stayed in its lane, so it doesn't really bother me. So it is a little bit more yellow than I expected, but we are gonna go for like a warm sunset-y look. We shall see how this sets. Just want it to smooth things out, and that is very pigmented. I'm just kind of patting it around, but dang, it's like orange creamsicle. I hope she continues to do more of these mini palettes because I think a lot of people really want to try her palettes. It's just for like the amount of shades that you got, the pan size, and the price point. I mean, I definitely think it was expensive. So I guess I'll see when I create like the final look, get an idea. Does that justify it or not? Because I know when I first saw her palettes release, I was like $130 for an eyeshadow palette. You can definitely get like a handful of palettes for that price instead of just one. For the average consumer, I definitely think it's a little much. Now on a Luxie 235 blending brush, I want to take the shade Citrine. Ooh, she yellow. I don't think I've really played with yellow eyeshadow before. I am living for this shade. I just got the ColourPop Honey palette, so I'm excited to play a little bit more with yellow eyeshadow. It's just a shade that I just don't really get drawn to, but I am living for it. I'm trying to like and accept yellow more. I do like yellow more than orange. Those are just like two shades that I'm just like on the fence about, but I'm more willing to wear yellow than orange, clothes wise. Eyeshadow wise, yellow seems to be working out really nice. Orange, if it's like more coral, not a bright coral, but if it's like more on the pinkier side, those are like some really pretty lip colors. But we're trying. And I love that shade. Neighbors are doing yard work. Hopefully you can't hear that. I'm gonna clean off that 235 brush a little bit on my makeup brush cleanser. I like to use these in between shades, so it got most of that off, and I'm gonna dip into the shade Carnelian just to deepen it a little bit. It's like a yellow orange, or it might be a little bit more orange, but mainly just deepening like the outer third of my eye. Having fun with this palette. I really like how these shades are working together. Really easy to blend. And now on a Luxie 205 taper blending, I really want to take this shade Glory right here. I'm going to blend it where my eyelid and crease start to meet, and then slowly work up a little bit just to fuse like this yellow orange look we have going on. I will say this shade is a little harder to blend than how the yellows. I had to dip in a couple times, so I'm not sure if it's just like a little patchy, but I am noticing I am having to really work and do really repetitive circular motions just to get this really blended out. But it's good in a way because the shade is deeper, so you have some control of when you are blending. So I do like that. It's just taking me longer than expected to get this shade on. And I clean off that brush because I do want to just darken the outer V. I'm gonna take the shade Clove and kind of mimic what we did with Citrine and Carnelian, where I only darken the outer third of my eye. I'm gonna go back in with my 235 blending and then just go over where Glory and Clove are just to make sure that it's all nice and blended. I do want to make sure that yellow is popping. And then I do want to try out some of the shimmers, so I'm gonna cut the crease with the Makeup Revolution Cut Crease Canvas. Love this to cut the crease. I'm gonna take my Alamar brush just to smack that. On a Sigma E54 brush, I'm going to take the shade Aster, and then I want to take some MAC Fix. I did not expect this shimmer to be really built up. Definitely more impressed with the mattes than the shimmers. And I do just want to go in with my 205 just to make sure that Clove and Glory are nice and blended together. I'm going to quickly go in with some eyeliner. This is the Morphe Felt. shimmer, like Aster, was a little disappointing. I really had it built it up and it's not like as popping as I thought it would be, especially because I used MAC Fix with it. Typically MAC Fix really enhances the shimmers. I did use the shade Awakening as well. It is definitely a chunkier shimmer compared to Aster. They're very similar when applied. That's why you really can't see the inner corner being brightened up towards like the upper part of my eye duct. I really like how the mattes blended. I don't feel like Glory or Clove really took over Citrine or Carnelian. I definitely want to play around with more of the shimmers. We still have Poppy, Azalea, Dayspring, and Laurel to play around with. So maybe those will be a little bit more popping, but for sure the mattes, they blend out really nice. Definitely had to work a little bit more with Glory. The shade I had to build up, but it is gorgeous. It was one of my favorite shades. Didn't really run into any issues smoking it out on the lower lash line. It was just on the lid. Maybe it was the base. Really like how this final look came out. It is very warm. It's a very summery look, especially with these beautiful sunsets we have during summer. Don't forget to enter the giveaway for a chance to win one of these palettes. I had a lot of fun with it. Can't wait to dip back in and make some more looks, and can't wait for one of you guys to win this palette. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I will see you in the next video.